Welcome, welcome. It has been a while. It has been a while for us to do a review. For those that don't know, those that follow our review shows, we usually do a review on the Power Universe, as well as we always do a review on certain shows. Keisha, Dwayne, and myself. Dwayne's not going to join us tonight. He said he might come through, he might not. Keisha's here. She's chilling. It's been a long day for her. So, it's been a while. Keisha, what's going on?
Nothing much. How about yourself?
Well, it's been a while since we've been doing it. We're gonna do a review on you people, and I found out something, as we do research and we always talk about these shows and very interesting. I will say I think I kind of forced you on Dwayne to he's joining us to want to talk about the show.
Yay!
Um he's gonna join us. Here he goes. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Wayne.
Hello, it was trash in the bag.
Great to see. I'm not gonna lie. You two are terrible, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you two see each other all day on social media, and both of y'all been asking about each other, and neither one of y'all picked up the phone or to call or text each other, and both of y'all been asking, "Well, how Dwayne doing? How Keisha doing?"
Why
I'm
you letting
working
people
seven
into
years a slave.
secrets?
Well, y'all know we done birthed this thing out of COVID, so it's life is too short. We got it. We come from a very, very small community. Y'all could have texted each other or something.
No, you
Okay,
right.
you're
Cause I,
right. Start the show, though. We could have talked about this
Oh,
offline.
yeah, you
oh,
right.
my bad, Keisha. My bad. But it's great to see you guys.
It's good to be seen.
Yeah, yeah.
It's almost
So,
that time for me, so people won't be seeing me till the spring.
yeah, yeah. So I asked you guys to watch You People. Netflix show starring Jonah Hill, Eddie Murphy, Neil Long, Laura London, Michael Duvey, just a whole cast of characters. Michael Epps, um,
The girl from Seinfeld. What's her name?
the Dreyfus girl.
Yep. Louis Dreyfus, whatever her name is.
And
Okay,
we had David Duchovny
so
playing
David
her
Duchovny,
husband.
excuse me. So anybody in the chat that want to chat in and talk, if they saw You People, this is our review show. Thoughts, comments, and more. Whatever you do, we do a show. We do a show. Usually, like I said in the beginning, we usually talk about Power. We do the reviews for Power Universe, and then sometimes we'll do a movie or documentary. One of us will pick something. Unfortunately, I picked this boring ass movie, You People, and I asked these two hosts of mine to do a review and watch it during the show tonight. And I must say, I'm gonna just lead it right off. I thought You People was trash. I thought You People could have did better because the casting was excellent. I thought it was terrible. I thought it was a bad movie, and honestly, I'm gonna just give it a number right there. It might get a two
Oh, wow.
because Keisha, you said something interesting about how we grew up in a multicultural town. We grew up where blacks and whites had relationships. We got family members who are what we consider black, but they have white parents, a white parent, white co-parent, and it just seemed like this movie was forced. This movie, it did something didn't fit with the movie. I think a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people say they liked it. I don't know what they liked about it. It wasn't that funny. It was okay. I thought the whole Eddie Murphy being the angry black man was a little off for the characters that he's usually played. And I've seen him range from being a comedian to playing Daddy Doolittle to Daddy's Daycare to one of my favorite roles he played in was Mr. Church. Eddie seemed like Eddie looked like he had to take his shit. He just he just looked at tight the whole time. He looked it tight the whole time during the role. Laura London, it was good to see her back on screen. Her face looked a little chubby, but that was when they did the filming. even Jonah Hill, I'm a big Jonah Hill fan. I love his comedy. He's always played the quote unquote sidekick role. So it was good to see him in the role, but it didn't look right. It didn't look right. It didn't look right. So go ahead, one of y'all.
Go ahead, Keisha.
Okay, so let's talk about some positives. I don't think we can completely just rip it. I mean, I didn't. It was bad, but I did laugh at a couple things. It was bad. It's not foreign for Black and Jewish people to get together. So I don't know why they made like this big deal about it. Then it was like she's from Baldwin Hills. I thought that was like upper area. I didn't think that was the hood, but they were treating it like it was the hood. I felt like Jonah Hill and Lauren London had chemistry. Why was she so angry? Like, why was she such the woman? Like, I felt like it kind of played to a lot of stereotypes, which I didn't like. Jonah Hill's mother. Okay, so we grew up in a diverse area. So we encountered people like his mother, but I don't think that we would have necessarily took offense the way that she took offense. And I don't, like my family is Muslim. I don't like Eddie came off as ignorant. And, I don't feel like that's what my community brings. Now they're going to educate you and they're going to do all that, but I don't know like this. What was he so angry for? He's driving a Benz. Him and his wife were still together. They seemed like they were kind of successful. Sometimes we let that anger go. And you didn't see none of that in the movie. And why didn't Jonah Hill ever put Lauren London in her place? Like, he always checked his parents. White people will fully check their parents. It's a little more difficult for us. But she never was like, well, Dad, you going overboard. So that's difficult for us. In a private conversation, it should have been like it was all over the place. And I just feel like Kenya Bass needs to stop with this mid-ish type So
Keisha, you went out for a minute. You went out for a minute.
The family's still Black.
Keisha, you went out for a second. Keisha, say what you were saying again.
So I don't know what this push mixed dish.
Okay.
I said, in all our families, somebody done married a Black family. I don't know what's this push for this mixed-ish. I mean, because Black Americans, we already mixed. So what is it, mixed? Like, I don't understand I don't understand motive. Because he liked me? I don't know.
Yeah, I just want to say that.
So to me, it was kind of like all over the place. I laughed at some things, but then some things I was like, this is just ridiculous and not real. Because we all know an Italian girl that done her baby father is Black, or a Jewish girl. I know a Jewish girl that liked the Black boy. It might have been the same Black guy. And then her parents took her out of school and she had to go to Roselle Catholic. Like, these are not foreign for her.
Hey, Keisha, the funny
that would have been more realistic than what we. Hey, the same gentleman I'm talking about, don't we?
Keisha, hold on for 1 second. If you're on Facebook, we don't know who you are, so you kind of want to give Facebook the permission to use your name. If not, just tell me who you are. I know that one person said it wasn't boring. I think Jonah did a good job, and it was like we opened a discussion about what some of us are thinking, white and Black. No disrespect to that person, but just tell us who you are, because I think if you knew about Dwayne, myself, and Keisha, this is normal. And this is why Keisha's talking about the point of how we grew up. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Okay. Where do I begin?
It was all over the place. Start anywhere.
Listen, they meet in the car. they drive up and they play a Nipsey song. A Nipsey song. That's what we doing. That's really what we doing. Okay. This movie had the elements of White Man Can't Jump, The Barbershop, The Hangover. Another movie out there. Like, come on, man. Like you gonna take him to a barbershop that's full of Crips and he got a red sweatshirt on? We doing that? Are we really doing that? That's what we doing? We taking the white boy to the basketball court thinking he can't ball with the brothers? We doing that? White Man Can't Jump was 30 years ago. Okay? Where the hell they found Barney Miller from? I thought Barney Miller was dead. Okay.
Yeah, Elliot Gould in there too.
Rhea Perlman. I mean, I know her husband Danny DeVito doing Jersey Mike commercials, but come on. Now listen, some really good parts of it. I did find myself start thinking about what I had to do at work the next day, midway through it. I wanted to be entertained. I wanted to laugh. Like, I think a lot of people, and I could be long jumping, so help me in the chat because I can go crazy. I think a lot of people was happy with this movie because they was just happy to see Laura London back out there.
Yeah.
Doing something.
Yeah.
So I think that emotional pull of, all right, she back out there, you know. Listen, Nia Long, they just putting her in everything.
Yeah,
Huh? What happened?
Keisha, go ahead. Keisha, your audio is a little jacked up right now. We hear you coming in and out.
Me?
It's going in and out.
I can't hear you. Okay.
Log out and come back in, Keisha.
Yeah, log out and come back in because I can keep going.
Wayne, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. The whole scene when he at the can I say synagogue? Is that where they were at?
Yeah.
And his sister was talking. All them talking during the service.
What about the guy? What about the guy that told him to come in the bathroom?
I mean, Mike Epps. Have we seen the Mike Epps role before? Huh? We've seen that role before. In a lot of different movies. So listen, I just want us to be better, man. Like, I get the point.
Okay. Dwayne, your volume out. Your volume went out. I can't hear you. Keisha, your joint is on mute. Keisha. Oh, junk. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties, y'all. But I see somebody said, I grew up with no diversity. It was 95% white and the rest of the block Hispanic, no culture. And this is exactly what some races do. It's biracial. It was comedy with a message. Yeah, there you go, Wayne.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
So basically what I was saying is, right, I don't know what's the last thing you heard me say, but we know there's problems in this world, right? It's 2023. There's problems. We understand it. We acknowledge it. But are we still triggered by interracial relationships in 2023? We still triggered by them?
I read the comment that the person put up, and I think it's interesting. They said, I grew up with no diversity. It was 95% white and the rest black, Hispanic, no culture. And this is exactly what some races do. It's biracial. It was comedy with a message. I think, and with all due respect, and we never want to have the type of show where it's dialogue where we don't try to understand each other.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the person, because we grew up in a town that had diverse, a lot of diversity. A lot of people just dealt with each other. We know, if I was to say this, one of the stereotypes about the strong Italian woman, we know who the strong Italian woman is and how she moved, and why we wouldn't consider that type of woman a Karen. But then we know the Karen. We know the typical stereotype Karen. So I think that the movie, Dwayne, it may have been, we probably wasn't the target audience, those that know. And I know that
Yeah.
I know he's married to a woman that's, he says, biracial. Keisha, could you hear us? I don't know what's up with Keisha's volume. So like I don't know, Dwayne, like what his purpose was. I know he's a very interesting writer where he wrote Blackish, Manish, he wrote all the movies, and he tries to have a message in the movies. And I think, and I talked to you about this earlier, I think sometimes we go too far with the message in the movies. I don't know. I just don't.
What was the message? Tolerance? Love who you love. Like,
Love conquers, I guess.
love conquers all. Like, listen, I ain't trying to be dismissive or disrespectful to anybody's opinion, right? But what I'm saying to you is,
Keisha, could you hear us?
maybe because I'm more seasoned, I'm pushing 50, so maybe I'm not the target audience. But when you put Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Eddie Murphy in it, you are targeting me, because I remember them being together on SNL.
Yeah.
And, they were together on SNL.
They grew up together on
Up
SNL.
together on SNL. So maybe,
And it's funny.
think it was like, listen, I'm all for laughs, but I just think they went way, way far with the stereotypes. Like I said, I don't know, my mic may have been off, but I was like, you seen White Man Can't Jump in It. You saw The Hangover with them going to his bachelor party and his coke and his, like, we seen all this, man.
Yeah.
We seen Barbershop. Like, why we still talking about Bloods and Crips
And what father-in-law, potential father-in-law, actually goes to a bachelor party? So this is what the person said in the comments. Some of us can't have these conversations. Yes, I live in the South, dated a white guy, and a black man wanted to fight him. Yes, you have an older generation, but that is triggered. In the North, it's hidden racism. In the South, it is in your face. I have lived in both places, South Orange, New Jersey, and rural Georgia. Well, only thing I can say about that is I don't think in the North is what you say is racism. I think it's prejudice. Racism and prejudice is different. I think a lot of times when you do see, I have family members that's interracial or biracial, what people want to say.
Mhm.
Nobody looks at that. Nobody cares. I mean, I can only speak about me. Nobody even, never been a conversation that I can remember. Nothing. It's just, it is what it is.
I have cousins that live in the country of Powhatan, Virginia,
Dwayne,
that are interracial marriage.
every time you explain where your family is from, I need you to let the audience know.
Okay, well, my dad was born and raised in the town of Virginia called Powhatan, Virginia. And they still don't got street lights there in certain parts of it. They still don't have traffic lights where our family land is. My mother, Prince Street, Newark, New Jersey. Okay, so I've been in the country, I've been in the city, and again, we all have different experience in this thing called life. But for me, interracial marriage is littered throughout my whole family. Like I said, some of my older cousins, I'm the youngest cousins. I got older cousins that's in their 60s, been married to the other race for 40 years. I just don't see it as a problem. Again, maybe I'm not the target audience. I just think in 2023, are we still saying this is an issue? That's my real question. Is it still an issue in 20?
And I definitely understand what the person is saying. When you travel, you do see different things. But even South, North Carolina, this is prevalent. Colorado, this is prevalent. California, this is prevalent. All over TV. Even President Biden said it when he was running for the presidency. He said every commercial you have an interracial relationship.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that the movie, and I get what the person may feel, and I'm trying to understand where they're coming from, but I just think that the movie, and it could have been done 3 years ago. A lot of times when they do these movies or write these movies,
Yeah, it could have been.
it takes a while, but it just came off as, for the actors that it had, it looked at very, and I know you laughed when I said it. Everybody looked at tight and tense. Eddie wasn't Eddie. He just didn't seem right.
It was like, hey, let's throw all these big names together and just, hey, man, let's just do a movie. Like, I mean, listen, man, you saw some old faces,
Oh gosh,
see it in a while.
I love our audience.
So do I.
Okay, I grew up with the KKK down the street. What planet do you guys live on? Do we blacks own anything around us? I have 34 biracial cousins. No, it's not a problem. Yes, it is prevalent. The movie was a discussion. Well, with all due respect, I take it as a joke that you said, where do we get, what planet do we live in? I live in the woods in Pennsylvania. So
Listen, if you got something out of the movie, God bless you. Like, real talk. We're just giving our perspective of it, which we all have different perspectives.
Keisha, can you hear us?
I mean, I guess you can get a message out of it. I mean, again, I'm more seasoned, so maybe the message wasn't for me. Um, we still gonna have problems in this world. We
Yeah,
see it every day.
and I know what the person said. You got 34 biracial cousins. I understand that, but at the end of the day, I think that a lot of times social media makes us look at life through a vacuum. When you go about your day every day, go to work, go shopping, you're gonna see people that are different than you. I just don't think that. I think that we look at everything like this instead of looking from a broader picture. Every day you go about your business, and it's there, but it's this type of movie. Believe it or not, whether people realize it, it's actually a remake to Sidney Poitier's "Guess Who's Coming Home for Dinner." So, and that was 1967. So they put a comedy twist on it. So you're talking about 1967, where the great actor Sidney Poitier won an Oscar for, and they did a remake to the movie with a comedy twist. So I think when you look at that, the comedy twist, you got to realize the temperature of the room in 1967 compared to 2023. The world is totally different, and I'm not saying it with glass blinders on either.
No, not at all. I can't see the comments, so
They said, did we get anything out of the comedy? I'm a big Jonah Hill fan. I love anybody that knows. We all love Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is, for us, he's the OG. Even if you call Chappelle the GOAT, who me and Dwayne think Chappelle is the GOAT, Eddie is the OG. He's an untouchable.
well,
But Eddie didn't. He
let me
wasn't funny in here.
let me speak to that. I sincerely laughed 3 times during this whole movie. Um, I spent most of the time in this movie waiting for it to be over. I'm just gotta be honest. I said, listen, I'm gonna watch it because I believe in supporting everything that I think good people are a part of. But I just, again, I guess gotta go back to maybe it wasn't for me because everything ain't for everybody. Um, I didn't laugh that much. I thought I would laugh a lot more. I didn't laugh that much. I didn't like the Eddie Murphy character at all. Um, you know, I just, again, it's different comedy. Like, I wasn't a big, full disclosure, I wasn't a big Blackish guy. I mean, I watched maybe part of the first season and then wasn't for me. I don't think Dion Cole is funny. I don't find his comedy funny to me. So him being on it, all right. Of course he's going to be on it.
Keisha, can you hear us?
Can you wrote it?
Yeah, I hear y'all. I got on
Oh,
my phone.
okay, we hear you now.
So
Yep.
I don't
Now,
know.
Keisha, since you've been gone damn near half the show, you could tell us what you think and speak
I mean,
to.
I laughed, and I'm a woman, so I mean, I guess I could get it or whatever. Um, but I just thought it was get like very stereotypical. Like she pulled off her wig or her weave. Like, where are we? White women wear just as much weave, if not more, than we do. So, like that wasn't funny to me. Like it played to me like white people is a foreign body so different than us when I know that that's not the truth.
I just want. I appreciate. Let me tell you something about us three. I'm just letting the person in the chat know. I want to put your comment up because you talking to Dwayne. We appreciate the dialogue. We never go into these movies with a preconceived notion. We never do nothing. We give you honest opinions. We don't cape because we may have a connection with somebody that do movies and nothing. We just give an honest opinion. The
I can't
Facebook
see.
user said, "There's an off button. Where are you from, Wayne?"
Oh well, yeah, you're right. So obviously you are a big fan of this. And that's good because they need people like you too. But I'm one of these people, if I invest my time, I'm gonna see it through, even if it's terrible. We review a lot of shows on here. There's been a lot of bad episodes of The Shy. There's been a lot of bad episodes of Power. But if we're talking about being tolerant, right? If we're talking about moving forward in life and in this world, my opinion could be different than your opinion. And we could be all right with it. So you could say, Dwayne, you should have turned it off.
I like the end.
I mean, the ending, I guess,
I,
when they
honestly,
come
and honestly,
together.
and I'm not trying to be funny, the ending scene was the best scene of the movie. And I'm
I
Yeah,
being
like
dead
the
like when the two
end.
serious.
of them came together, yeah, it was decent. But the movie overall, and I want to be clear about this to the Facebook user who loved it, the movie was trash in the bag.
Let me ask you guys a question. I thought the
It's
reason
trash.
why I thought the movie was trash, right? And I didn't like it. Number one, let's just be honest. His family knows that he left sales to podcast with a black woman who potentially may have been gay. So now he's dating a black woman.
Oh yeah, she was gay.
Like so
Yeah.
so so let's be honest. It to me, let's I'm gonna look at they tried too hard in the movie. They forced every stereotype that we may go through or see or hear about other races down our throat. Then you got the Jewish Muslim angle. Come on, y'all. Come on.
Didn't they
Really.
make a
Like,
joke? Didn't they make a joke where, and correct me if I'm wrong, the son said to Eddie Murphy, "You ain't see that she had breasts."
Yeah, about the gay girl.
Like, come on, man. Is that funny?
A little cheesy.
I'm just
it, it,
asking.
it was it was very cheesy. I mean, Jonah Hill, his father talking about Exhibit Pimp My Ride. Are y'all serious?
Okay, so but here's the thing about that. Jewish people are they
Keisha, be
I,
careful.
I'm gonna watch what I'm gonna say,
Be
but they
careful for
are
you too,
heavily
Keisha.
invested in our culture. See,
Yeah,
I brought it back.
yeah,
So I could
Keisha. And you're right. The ones that are don't live in a subclass and by themselves, the ones that deal with other races, they know the culture.
like the New Yorkers, they are heavily invested in our culture. So, it's not foreign that they like Pimp My Ride and all this other good
Carmen said,
stuff.
"I'm loving this review. Now I got to go watch it.
Oh well, I
Make
don't
sure
want to
make sure
spoil
you
it for you,
cooking dinner and
Carl.
with the kids at the time, Carmen. You're
But
gonna
I don't
need
want to
other stuff
spoil it
going on."
for you. Hey, listen, man. I'm not a bad guy, right? It was trash. Okay. It was good to see Lauren London back out there. I
Oh,
didn't.
y'all talk about Nia Long. Lauren London, did you see they show her lower half? She
Yeah, they
was
did show her.
thickums in it. She was thickums.
Yeah, and I liked it. That was
Oh,
the best part of the movie.
here we go.
But
Keisha, you got to answer this question.
Oh God.
please, jeez.
What culture isn't heavily invested in? What culture isn't heavily invested in Black culture?
I mean,
Everybody's invested in
in
Black
the
culture till they
United
get around
States,
the
that
police.
well, yeah, that's true. In the United States, the culture is Black culture. But when I mean like the music, hip hop culture. Jewish people are heavily invested in that, and they have been.
So
They might have been the owners.
let me
They
ask you a
reference
question, Dwayne.
it's
What was
true
the
though. Let me just say this, right? They reference the culture a lot, don't they?
Didn't he
Yeah,
say that? He kept saying it. The culture.
The culture.
Jonah Hill kept saying the culture.
The culture. They
That's,
reference culture a
I'm
lot.
gonna ask anybody that's seen this, right? And hopefully, Carmen, you get a chance to see it. I appreciate that you watching the show. Remember, like, share, subscribe, right? When you gotta mention the culture around people, that means you shouldn't be around them. Because the culture is an unspoken word amongst people. You don't have to mention it. I know people from different races who know the culture, been around the culture. I don't go to them talking about, this from the culture. They know what it is. I know somebody from a different race that can run circles around most people because he knows more about KRS-One than most Black people.
Yes, he does.
So I think that this type of movie, if you look at it objectively, you might have wanted it to be comedy, get a laugh. It was too much. It was trying to be forced. It was trying to
I
put
mean,
a
I think we already had a remake of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, and that was Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher. And to me, it was very funny, and it was very real to Ashton Kutcher being this white. He wasn't a wigger. He was a white guy who just happened to fall in love with a Black girl.
Right.
yeah.
The way
Yeah.
Jonah's character played, he had dated out of his race before. His parents should have been used to this.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
had no connection to his Jewish culture.
None.
I'ma still say Eddie Murphy looked like he had to take a shit the whole time during the
Epps
movie.
was funny
I'ma still
for
say
his
it.
five
I'm
Well,
dead
minutes.
serious.
Mike Epps was good, you know.
Mike Epps, the funny thing Mike Epps did say is at least get some money up out of him. Like,
Yeah,
but that when you think about it, does that happen?
yeah.
I mean, I thought what's his name? David Duchovny and
Duchovny.
Nia Long,
Yeah, David Duchovny.
they were just fillers. Like they
Keisha,
they should have used them more.
Keisha,
Yeah, they were.
why was he singing John Legend with the piano?
Oh.
He was being
Okay, so now I can say that it's
Okay.
some white people who act like that.
Okay.
sure.
See now we peeling the layers back.
Hold on.
Listen to this question. We're
Let's
peeling
get-
the layers back
let's
now.
get- Let's go.
Let's peel them. He said, I don't like how black folks was the villains while the white folks was harmless, trying to make the other comfortable.
Yeah, I see that.
I see
See what I'm
it.
Valid
saying?
point.
I
See
see
what I'm
it.
saying?
I see it.
See what I'm saying?
I see it.
See what I'm saying? This is what we mean. Like, listen, with all due respect, it's beautiful to see these actors. Whoever did the casting, they did a great job. Or Aaron said it. Typical Aaron. You know, I respect the shit out of you, right? The casting was perfect. Beautiful actors together. But when you really sit back and look at it, you prepared for a comedy. You see Neil Long. The promotion was great.
Yeah.
Everything was great. The trailer looked good. Then you got Jonah Hill and Eddie together. Oh, so you knew it was going to be funny. It wasn't that funny for them. It
I think
underwhelmed. It underwhelmed.
I think it's Kenyan.
What'd you say?
I do. I think it's Barris. He's pushing his narrative that you're talking about things that have always been in our community, like it's something new with this mixed-ish thing he's doing.
One thing I do want to say, for the sake of us doing a review show, one of the topics that us three have discussed in our groups is the difficulties when people do date outside their race of how they think other people feel. That's what he put in the movie. He portrayed how he thinks other people feel.
Right.
Most people don't feel that way. Just live your life. You want to date somebody, you
Like,
love has no
can I
color.
can I be honest for a second?
Okay, I hope you're always honest.
Oh God. Go ahead.
No,
Hold
no.
on, hold on.
So we're looking for a message in interracial couples, right? Black and white, white and black. But now we got men marrying men, women marrying women. Like, come on, man. Love who you love. I'm not looking for a message. I want to laugh. I want comedy.
See,
When you got the people that you got
the
on
black
here,
race can't afford you no
you're
more.
looking for a laugh.
Oh, there used to be a time we'd see somebody like you singing, clowning, yassa bossing, and we wouldn't do anything. Folks like that.
Well, yeah.
You were good. Homie kind of nigga. When they needed somebody to mistreat, call a name or two, they paraded you. Reminded them of the good old days. Not no more. The day of the Geechee is gone, boy.
Oh, you just gonna play the whole thing?
Yeah, he played the whole thing. I wasn't ready for that. But no, I'm just serious, man. Like, there's so many different marriages that are going on in our society that I don't need a message about black families and white families coming together due to marriage. We've seen this story before, over and over and over again.
I mean, Sidney Poitier did this story like twice.
Right.
There's no creativity in Hollywood.
You know,
None.
I remember a older friend of mine, right? He always used to say, "What comes around goes around." I was like, man, I don't want to hear that crap. But it's
Well,
the truth. Because if you look at it, right, it's to the point that if you're not into sports, you're not into TV, it's the same old movie, same old stuff. So now we're gonna just go back to book reading. We're gonna do book reviews on here now.
listen,
because,
man.
because some of these
But
shows
I want to be fair. I'm gonna ask y'all both a question. Do we need a Beverly Hills Cop 4?
I just seen no, we don't. I just seen that they're gonna come out with a revised edition of Children of the Corn.
4? Beverly Hills Cop 4. I guess.
30 years later.
Well, they did
Another
that with Bad. Let's be honest. Let's be
another
fair.
48 hours.
They did that with Bad Boys. They went what, about 20 years in between Bad Boys. So, you know,
I mean, Eddie Murphy is like kind of older for a Beverly Hills Cop.
well, yeah, I saw him in an interview where he said he struggled with some of the scenes. I guess, running and doing all that type of stuff.
I mean, let's be honest, Dwayne. Let's be honest. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
And I want to ask anybody in the chat. You don't have to tell us your age. Who watches Saturday Night Live? We used to watch Saturday Night. We used to break our neck to go watch Saturday Night Live when Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy was on Saturday Night Live. It was hilarious.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, like we said.
You guys are older than me. I never watched Saturday Night Live.
Well, listen, the only time I catch Saturday Night Live nowadays is if Chappelle's on it or somebody that catches my interest, but I don't find Kenan Thompson funny, so I ain't watching Saturday Night Live.
Nobody watch SNL except for viral clips of the monologue. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. So you're talking about, like Dwayne said earlier, the Dreyfus girl and Eddie Murphy, you guys, they grew up together, just like we remember what's Minnie Riperton's daughter? Mia Farrow. Mia
Randolph.
Yeah, Mia Randolph.
Maya Rudolph.
Maya Randolph, right?
Rudolph.
Her and
Rudolph.
Maya Rudolph. Her and Tina Fey and Amy Fowler. Like, they're gone now. They're veterans, and they were around when we were adults. Like, everybody comes to SNL, and I don't even think this generation even looks at Eddie Murphy as a comedian.
Listen, long story short, man, because we went down a lot of rabbit holes here. It's a comedy that only made me chuckle 3 times.
Mm.
I
Well, you
wasn't.
know what? I
Left.
think that we're sick of being the butt of the jokes, like angry or uncultured or like not refined. Like,
Got to be handled with kid gloves. Oh, you
yeah, I don't
got to be careful with them. Don't say the wrong thing. Be careful.
like, you know, she done went to Howard. She done tried to get certain type of jobs. So she knows how to code switch. We didn't see her code switch at all. That would have been more realistic or funnier to me. We didn't see
It's,
her code switch. She was just angry.
yeah.
And
Kiss.
Eddie Murphy, Nia Long wasn't angry. Like she was a
Kevin
like the
Hart tone
perfect
comedy.
wife to him, but
I don't know. So
I don't.
what we always
I
do
didn't have to watch it again.
when we get
I'm
good
not.
luck with that.
I'm not watching.
What we do when we get
I'm
towards the end
watching.
of our shows, we always give it a rating, scale of 1 to 10. I apologize to the co-host, the host, about getting them to watch this movie over the weekend. Football's over, so and Dwayne is going to be on hiatus, so real soon. I'll be talking to him. Keisha be talking to him, but you won't see him on social media. So we'll be getting back to doing our movie reviews. But you won't see Dwayne. So
No, you'll see me on the movie reviews.
I do apologize. Yeah, I do apologize for getting
No,
y'all
don't
to watch
apologize. Right? It's a new year. It's 2023.
We needed something to watch.
My goal is to be kinder and gentler. So I'm gonna give it a 5.
Oh dang!
this.
I
Give it
was
a
going to
5,
give it a.
Dwayne.
I was going to give it a 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5. You know, Mike Epps made me laugh a couple of times. I got no laughs out of Eddie. I don't know what Nia Long was. The Julia Louise Dreyfus character just made me angry throughout the whole movie. She just
You
made
wasn't
me,
happy to see Carla?
seeing Danny DeVito's wife was pretty interesting. Barney Miller threw me for a loop. I'm not trying to be funny. I thought Barney Miller left us a long time ago, so it's good to see that he's still alive.
You know, what's funny you said that even when back in the day when
does
Fish-
everybody know who Barney Miller is? I mean,
yeah,
y'all may not know. He used to have
a lot of y'all don't know who Barney Miller was. Barney Miller was a cop show back in the 70s.
Yeah, back in the late 70s, early
Late
80s.
70s, early
Didn't
80s.
T and Tamara father play on Barney Miller?
Yes.
The one-
Yes. Brother Reed.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
Tim Reed.
Tim Reed.
No.
He was the father on the show.
No, but Tim Reed played on WKRP.
Yeah.
Oh, well, which black guy played on Barney Miller?
Ron Glass played on Barney Miller.
Oh, okay.
And my boy Fish.
My man Fish was on there.
Fish was the man. But anyway, Dwayne, you giving it a 5?
I'm giving it a 5 because it's a new year, a new me. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Keisha, you want to go or you want me to go? I'll go again.
I was going to give them a 5. So Dwayne's not giving a true
Okay, all right.
rating.
Since my sister gonna call me out, I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
That's better.
I was trying to be.
Because I even teared up at the end. But, that's the woman in me. I thought the ending was cute when they got together and they apologized and all that other stuff.
You gave it a what, Keisha?
A 5. Listen, I can't act. I can't be hard all the time.
No, that's what
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. They get a 3 for the casting. That's it.
Well, there is good news on the horizon.
When Power come back on, Dwayne?
Michael Ealy has joined the Power universe.
Yeah, I like that because BMF is trash too. So don't get me started.
You like Michael Ealy, but BMF gave me 2 wonderful things on this last episode of BMF.
What, Lala getting clapped?
Lala getting back blown out, clapped again on another show, and they got Lamar coming back singing. That's funny to me.
One
Man,
movie.
day.
Looking forward to being. The Power Universe and the Shy coming back.
Yeah.
One movie I want to do is called Fear. It's directed by Deion Taylor and his wife. Getting a lot of publicity right now. Deion Taylor directed some episodes of Power Book 2. So Power Book 4. Force. Power Book 3. 4. So Deion Taylor directed a couple episodes in there. So I really want to do the movie Fear. It's going to be coming out soon.
Force
So
book 4. Raising Canaan is 3.
yeah, I always forget them. Book 4. So I really want to do
So
Fear.
tell us in the chat. Give us your ratings. From 1 to
yeah, my bad, Dwayne. A couple people dropped off. So anybody in the chat that saw you people, tell us your rating.
Tell me why I'm wrong. I like it.
I like Guess Who better with Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
That was a good movie. And I hate remakes.
I'm a Jonah Hill fan, man. I loved him in Moneyball.
I mean, I think Jonah Hill and Lauren London had really good chemistry.
7 out of 10. I like corny rom-coms. Fit the Netflix bill. I understand that. That you know what? Now when I think about it, you're right. Netflix has a certain twist to all their shows. Right, wrong, and different, but it's interesting. Shauna said, I have a dry sense of humor, so it wasn't that bad. I bet you was cracking up at the house, Shauna. Well, Shauna, what did you rate it with a scale of 1 to 10? Keisha really gave it a 5. Keisha just wanted to see Laura. Keisha, how did you feel when they started playing Nipsey Hussle?
Cheesy. It was cheesy.
Cheesy, man. I'm surprised she let it go down like that.
Shauna gave it a 6.5.
And then we all know he was going to be able to play basketball. We knew it. He wasn't going to embarrass himself out there. He was Woody Harrelson 30 years later.
Keisha said, didn't see you people. Won't. I don't have Netflix anymore. Yeah, Netflix got some, Keisha, listen to me. When they went up on the bill, I kind of was about to pull it too.
Let me tell you, I couldn't get into it the other day. My nieces and my son, they said it was too many users on the account.
Oh yeah, they clamping down. You can't share your account no more.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys, appreciate everybody in the chat for joining us. Somebody said, "Cause the white guys didn't embarrass themselves, they were the overachievers." With that, appreciate you guys. We'll see y'all the next time we do a review. We don't know when we're going to do a review. Actually, what happens, the way we do reviews is one of us will be watching the show with nothing else to watch, and we'll watch the show, and then we'll get the group text like, yo, check out such and such. So,
yeah.
Y'all still ain't watched all the Queen's Men.
Listen, I watched the most recent episode, and I heard this one saying said 3 times. The Doogie.
Oh yeah.
Shauna said, my son is cutting ours. He's a smart man. He's a smart young man. He has a fire stick, so he should know how to get around all that. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about that on these lines. Like I said, we're going to try to do a review show again real soon. I told you I want to do Fear. Keisha said we need to watch the Queen's Men. We got a long weekend. It's no football this weekend. So I don't even want to talk about that. That's a whole nother discussion.
I'll have time. I'm having a little procedure on Saturday. So I'll be in the recovery mode on Saturday.
TMI.
I'll watch a little bit of TV. No, it's just true. I'm having a procedure. There's not too much information other than that. So I'll have some time to watch some things. God willing, hopefully everything goes well. And hey, man, we all have our opinions. But one thing we do have for one another is respect, even when we don't agree. So I respect everybody that wants to give this thing higher than a 5. I respect you.
With that, everybody take care.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a blessed night. Take care.
Sorry for the church finger. I'm sorry. I just had to get in there. I had to get in there.
And we'll talk to you soon.